happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for this week's Weekly Wisdom. Now, last week I had the honor of keynoting for the North Dallas Chamber of Commerce HR Leadership Summit. And while there, before I went on stage, I had the honor of hearing the acceptance speech for the winner of the 2023 Olgetree Deakins HR Professional of the Year. And the award recipient, Colleen Dutton, went up on stage and she shared a lot of learnings from her professional journey. She was an amazing speaker and I really enjoyed hearing all of the lessons that she learned. And there was one that I really wanted to share with you. You see, Colleen's dad was an engineer, and when she would come to him with a problem, he would ask her, actually he would tell her, if you can't raise the bridge, lower the water. And I thought this was really timely because as leaders, there is so much that we have going on. We are changing faster than ever before. Our organizations are making demands of us faster than ever before. Our employees are making demands of us different than ever before. And as we're trying to navigate this, it can kind of feel like walking through quicksand. And we get so caught up in what we think the problem is that we're only looking at the bridge and not looking at the other variables. This reminds me of a story that I heard about James Dyson, who is the founder of Dyson vacuums. If you were vacuuming a floor in the 90s, then you may remember going through vacuuming the same thing like 10 or 15 times and not picking it up, getting really frustrated, kneeling down, opening it up, and finding that the vacuum bag was full. And thinking to yourself, why do vacuums still have bags? They're so frustrating. James Dyson thought the same thing. Whereas other companies were looking at how can we make the filters better? How can we make the suction stronger? He was like, why do we have bags? Why can't we just get rid of those? So with a little bit of creative problem solving, he was able to figure out how do you separate the dust from the air and came up with the world's first bagless vacuum. This is a great example for somebody who wasn't looking at the bridge, they were looking at the water. And so when you're thinking about these big problems and you want to identify how do we solve the problem, the first step is make sure that you actually understand the problem that you're solving. Many times we're focused so much on the symptoms of what's causing the discomfort that we don't drill down to what the actual problem is. And if we're not focused on the real problem, then everything that we do to solve it is not solving what we're trying to solve. So understand what the real problem is. Then once you have the real problem, then ideate. Whether it's brainstorming or mind mapping, however you want to generate ideas. Generate a ton of ideas. Even when you think that you have that perfect idea, push beyond it. Research has shown that when we get beyond that first good idea, we tend to come up with significantly better ideas on the other side. So keep pushing those ideas. Get away from no and go to yes and. How can we make this work? Now, once you have the actual problem, you've identified what that solution is going to be, then it's figuring out what are you going to do? What is the process that you're going to take to be able to solve the problem? Get specific, get granular in this. Identify what are the steps that you need to take. And then the final step, implement, put it into practice. When you have those big, hairy problems in front of you, don't forget to look at all of the variables and all of the solutions, right? If you can't raise the bridge, lower the water. So a great big congratulations to Colleen Dutton, and thank you for spending the time to share your wisdom with all of us at the conference. To all of you who are viewing the video, have an absolutely amazing week. You know it. I know it. You got this. And I can't wait to see you next week.